So I had heard about them from some social media accounts, and I just over the last few years, I've had health challenges probably the last 5 to 6 years. In the last couple years, I feel like I've taken more of an approach of, cleaning up my food that I eat and getting rid of, unhealthy products and all those different areas. And so it's kind of the next area for me to narrow down and focus on. For me, it's super important. And we're here a lot of the day, and I have little kids, and so I love to do whatever I can to help them out, especially where in general we're all exposed to a lot of toxic things in this world we live in. So I love to control what I can, and my home is definitely one of those things. And yeah, we're here a lot. I have 2 young kids, and really other than preschool, we're here most the whole day. So obviously we get out and do things, but we spend a lot of time in our home. Yeah, so we initially reached out because we were also living close to a cell phone tower. So I wanted to have Ryan measure a lot of the EMFs. And anyway, so yeah, that did come back really high. So naturally, of course, living close to one, there were really high levels, but he also found the electrical wiring in our house had been done incorrectly, and so it's carrying a magnetic field through our house. So those were the 2 big issues. So yes, when we were buying our house or had one under contract, we did have an inspection done, and it's very different. That was more focused on cracks in the cement, and you need to replace the roof or windows or minor things like that. Whereas this was much more focused on what's going on in the home and how is your home affecting your health. Water quality, do you have any mold going on? Are you exposed to EMFs? All sorts of different things like that. Yeah, I would say one of the big things after fixing the magnetic current running through, especially by our bedroom, and then also turning off our breaker switches at night so we didn't have any electricity on. The biggest difference immediately was that we were sleeping a lot better. So that was definitely a quick result. We couldn't do anything about the cell phone tower, so that was a little bit trickier, but we did what we could to just, lower the levels in the home, and that did help a little bit too. Yes, definitely. And one of my very favorite things about having Ryan come out, obviously besides fixing some of the issues that he found, was just he's very practical, and with raising small children and just having a family in general, there's a balance between budget and practicality and health, right? And I feel like he was able to walk me through. He educated me the whole time he was at my house about little tips and tricks, as simple as make sure you're cleaning your carpet every year, make sure you're doing that. Make sure we're opening up your windows. Your CO2 levels are really high in your home. Like, we just need to make sure we're opening up windows as often as you can when it's a nice day. So even some super simple things that don't cost anything or very little, that can just really improve the overall health in the home. I would say it's definitely worth it. I think most people spend a lot of time in their home, and like I mentioned earlier, we can't really control a lot of the things outside of our home environment, but we absolutely can control a lot of things within our home environment. And even with my children, I've noticed just they are great sleepers. We've also focused on good eating, and all those things I think really add up to creating a great place for them to grow and develop, and to have a healthy life, which is super important to me. Yes, I already have. I've already told all my family about them. So yeah, they did a great job, and I really learned a lot of information while they came to test my home. Ryan and I spent hours as he was trying to fix some of the issues, and I just asked him all sorts of questions, and he gave me very practical approaches to making my home healthier. The last thing I'd just like to touch on is, especially for anyone considering doing a new build or remodeling or anything like that, Ryan is really good on the electrical side. Test My Home they have the knowledge to help you just make sure you're doing that wiring right to get lower EMFs, and some really good tips that are not hard to do during the construction process. And we actually are ending up building a healthy home, and Ryan's been really helpful throughout that process of kind of knowing what areas to focus on: insulation, paint, flooring, all those great choices. So he's been very helpful. So if you're doing a new construction, I would also recommend reaching out to Test My Home.